You know what? Fuck it. Yep, this is what we're doing today. Yeah, for the 100 or so of you that have been subscribed long enough and are probably thinking, wait, didn't he do this last year? Yes, I did do this last year. At this point, this is basically just my yearly protest of skill-based matchmaking. I mean, I say that as if I don't complain about it every single video anyway. But yeah, concept is simple enough. Activision took away Christmas noobs, so I've made my own. I mean, I'm not sure why I'm surprised, but this is actually way more fun than playing multiplayer so far. Yeah, I mean, obviously this video is being spurred on by the new yearly tradition of the Call of Duty community where they drag up that graphic from Black Ops 2 where Treyarch was like joking about Christmas noobs, telling people to go easy on them, and then saying that they know we won't. I, much like a lot of the older members of this community, are unfortunately cursed with the memory of how things used to be. I'm sure there are some younger players that don't really know any better, probably either don't understand why we're upset, or at the very least, don't really have the full scope of why as a community this is something we miss, you know? The funny thing is, I have seen a few people like questioning why the community misses this so much. This meaning like Christmas noobs in general. And the reasoning is kind of the same as the people that think that those of us who complain about skill-based matchmaking just want to like essentially do what I'm doing right now and shoot at bots all day long. And the thing is, that's not really the case. That's not really like what the Christmas noob thing was ever about anyway. Like, don't get me wrong, the games were easy, but like I think a lot of people don't understand. Christmas noobs wasn't like this massive influx of horrific players with no thumbs that had never played an FPS before. Like, yeah, obviously you got your kids that like, you know, got their first Call of Duty for Christmas and had never played an FPS on console before, and we're probably gonna spend more time than not, you know, sitting in the back of the map doing this, trying to get their bearings, right? But it wasn't so much those players making the games fun as it was an influx of players who like didn't know the maps yet and didn't know what weapons were good and what weapons weren't good. Because like, in addition to it being pre-skill-based matchmaking, this is also an era that's, you know, pre-JGOD videos dropping the instant the game comes out about what the most meta loadout is and everybody just going on YouTube and trying to find the same fucking class setup and stuff. You know, it took people some time to figure the game out. So what the whole Christmas noob thing was about was essentially you as a player who's had the game since day one and you had gone through that process of learning the maps and learning the spawns and, you know, learning what weapons were good and like leveling up the ones you wanted to use and things like that. You had gone through that process already, so now you got to, you know, use that sort of tactical advantage or informational advantage, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, over the players who had just gotten the game for Christmas and hadn't gotten to go through that process yet. And then, you know, like a week or two goes by and eventually those people start figuring it out and everybody winds up kind of, you know, being on the same relative playing field again. I don't even understand how that's humanly fucking possible, actually. But yeah, so the point that I'm trying to make is it's not really about wanting to, you know, shoot at bots or people that just, like, can't fight back. It was just, you know, a fun little period of time for those of us that had been playing the game since day one where we kind of had, like, a tactical advantage almost over a somewhat significant community of people on the game. And, you know, being a Christmas noob wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Depending on how good you were at the game, you know, you might only be a Christmas noob for a couple hours. And then if you weren't good at the game, you're gonna be a Christmas noob for a few days or a week, or possibly forever if you really suck. But I mean, it's a moot point. Christmas noobs are probably never coming back because, I mean, it's pretty clear Activision thinks that skill-based matchmaking is the way forward. Probably not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, it is actively killing this game and the numbers show it, but I'm sure they will find some other way to excuse it away. Oh, I guess I dropped a nuke, huh? Have I gotten a V2 on this game yet? I don't think I have. Maybe in like the week the game came out? I don't know. Let's do a different map. Radar, maybe? Anyway, nostalgia about the Call of Duty Christmases of my youth aside, it is kind of just an interesting reflection on the current state of Call of Duty, like, in general. Because, like, back in the day, the Christmas holiday was a time that I would probably play more Call of Duty than almost any other. Not just because of Christmas noobs either. You know, Call of Duty was just genuinely fun to play back then, and, you know, in 2011, 2012, I was in high school, and I had to obviously balance like school responsibilities and stuff with playing, so, you know, the Christmas holiday was a time where I could really just sit down and grind and just play as much as I wanted pretty much. Whereas in contrast, I want to say the last 2 years now probably, the Christmas holiday has actually been kind of a time where I almost sort of took a break from playing Call of Duty. I mean, this year in particular, obviously, this game just doesn't really have that spark that makes me want to like keep playing it even when it's not necessarily the most fun. But like even with Cold War, you know, it's not just the absence of Christmas noobs, it's just, I don't know, the game in general isn't as fun anymore. To be honest, I've kind of lost where I was going with this point, so I will move on like nothing happened. But actually, speaking of the good old days, I did see that somebody was doing some weird event, or like trying to put together some event on Reddit where everybody went back and played Modern Warfare 2. And I'm curious, did that actually like work out? Like, did people actually go back and play, or was it just kind of like a meme? I'm not saying that to be judgmental. Like, I'm a big fan of Dark Souls, and a while ago, the community used to do this event where for like one day, or maybe it was 1 week, I don't exactly remember, every single year, the community would go back and play Dark Souls 2 again, essentially to like repopulate the PvP stuff and, you know, just generally have an active community on the game again for a few days. Because if you don't play Dark Souls, in general, Dark Souls is more fun to play when there's lots of people on the game, if you're somebody who takes it seriously anyway. And on top of that, Dark Souls 2 had arguably the best PvP in the series, so, you know, being able to have other people online to play against and just kind of, you know, relive the days when that game was in its prime and all that good stuff, it was just like a fun thing, you know? So, I mean, hey, if that worked out for Modern Warfare 2, that's pretty sick, man. But also, I mean, knowing how this community can be sometimes, I feel like on some level, everybody just kind of sat and watched it happen, and in reality, only like a couple hundred people got on, and it wasn't really that fun. But yeah, I don't know if anybody actually played or anything. Leave a comment, let me know how that went. To be honest, if it did work, I would definitely love to see them do that for other games as well, like Call of Duty 4, maybe Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Like, it would be kind of cool just to be able to cycle through all the older games and just, you know, relive those memories and stuff. Also, on that topic, I was mentioning before about how, you know, this game's not so fun to play and it's kind of reflecting in the numbers, which is true. I mean, you know, a lot of content creators are getting off the game. Not just this game, Warzone as well. There's a whole lot of Warzone creators that are already back to doing like spectating videos and stuff. And a lot of the multiplayer guys are already back to doing like multi-cods, checking out stuff from Modern Warfare. I'm pretty sure the S&D community has already given up on this game and gone back to Modern Warfare, so like that's probably not a good sign. So once again begs the question, was there any truth to the rumor where that if this game doesn't do well, they're gonna give us Modern Warfare 2 Remastered this year? The multiplayer, I mean. Because for anybody who forgets, that was kind of like a rumor when there were these like leaks that I guess wound up not being true, that the Vanguard development cycle was like a complete disaster and they were having trouble importing assets and stuff. And I can't really speak to the validity of that because, I mean, I'll say straight up, this game's launch was absolutely better than Cold War's. Like, for anybody who doesn't remember, Cold War literally just like didn't work when it came out on a number of different levels. I mean, yeah, this game's definitely got its bugs and problems, but Cold War was fucking bad. So I'm assuming that whole dev cycle thing was probably just, you know, some kind of rumor. But if that other rumor that the multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2 is already done being remastered and they're just kind of sitting on it is true, I wonder, will we get to see that this year as some kind of like cash influx for Activision since this game seems not to be doing so hot? I don't know, just a thought. I mean, hey, if they did give us Modern Warfare 2 this year, I wouldn't complain. Although on the other hand, I wonder how that would really work, because apparently next year's main title is supposed to be called Modern Warfare 2, so I don't know, maybe they wouldn't want to create any like competition with that or whatever. All right, that's enough shooting at bots, I'm bored. Yeah, I guess I'll just wrap this one up here. I don't really know what this video was, but real quick before I go, part 2 of my campaign playthrough should be going up in the next day or two, for those of you who are interested in that. Oh, and also I uploaded a short yesterday if you didn't get to see it, so definitely go check that out as well. And yeah, as always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to come back for more content. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.